So when we talk about parallel lines, we're talking about a line that can go any which way, vertical, horizontal, negative slope, positive slope, does not matter, okay? But it has a line and then another line that runs alongside of it. However, it never intersects it, okay? So they're always going to be running alongside. They're never going to touch each other, kind of like sidewalks on the road, okay, on opposite sides of a road. So parallel lines are lines that never intersect. Okay. Parallel lines also have the same slope. However, they have different y-intercepts. Okay. If they were to have the same y-intercept, they would then be the same line. And we don't need them to be the same line to be parallel, because in fact, they won't be parallel. So, are the following lines parallel? Okay, so what we need to look at is number one, do they have the same slope? And number two, do they have different y-intercepts? So let's find the slope for each of these. Okay, so the slope on this first one, if we start here, we can go up 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3, and there's a point. Up 2 and over 1, 2, 3, and there's a point. So then that gives us the slope of 2/3. Okay, and our y-intercept is at, just found it, -1. So now let's do the same for the second graph. We start here and we go up 1, 2 over 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then up 2 again over 3. Okay, so this one also happens to be 2/3. And this y-intercept, we need to see if that's different. And the y-intercept for this one is at 3. So since they have the same slope, but different y-intercepts, they are indeed parallel lines. Okay. So now example number 2. We're given a line, y is equal to 4x plus 7. We need to find an equation of the line parallel to line 1 that goes through the point 3, -20. Okay, so if it's parallel, again, we have the same slope. So our m is equal to 4. And we're going through the point 3, -20. Okay. So we know that we have y is equal to 4x plus b. For given this point, all we have to do to find our y-intercept is plug in 3 for x and -20 for y. So -20 is equal to 4 times 3 plus b. Multiplying that out, we get -20 is equal to 12 plus b. Solving for b, we subtract 12, and we get -32 is equal to b. So that y-intercept is not the same as 7, but we do have the same slope. So our line, our equation, would be y is equal to 4x minus 32. Okay, and that's our parallel line. So again, parallel lines never intersect. They have the same slope, and they have different y-intercepts. So now moving on to perpendicular. Give me 1 second while I get our next page pulled up. So perpendicular lines. So if parallel lines always ran together, perpendicular lines also run along each other. However, this time they intersect at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so it's exactly 90 degrees. So again, lines that intersect at 90-degree angles. Okay. Perpendicular lines have opposite and reciprocal slopes. Okay. The y-intercepts can be the same or different. So what do we mean by opposite reciprocal? Opposite deals with the sign. So if it's positive, then the perpendicular slope would be negative. Okay. And reciprocal, if it's 1 over 4, so now it's 4 over 1. And that's reciprocal. So opposite, reciprocal. Okay. So are these following lines perpendicular? So we need to find our slopes of each one. So this first slope, let's see, we go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that slope has 1/6 on this line. Okay, now let's read this one. So we go down, or we go over 1, go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have 1/7. Okay. Now, first of all, are either of these opposite slopes? So is one of them positive, one of them negative? No. Now, also, our slopes are not reciprocal. So this cannot be perpendicular. So no for that first one. Okay, now looking at the second one, first of all, you can tell that this has a negative slope and this has a positive slope. Okay, so now let's see if they're reciprocal. So starting here, we go up 1, 2, over to our next point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2/5. And then this one, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2. So down 5 over 2. Again, one of them's positive, one of them's negative, so that works. And then we have 2/5 and 5/2. So yes, that is perpendicular. Example number 2. So line number 1 is y is equal to 3/4 x plus 9. So find the equation of the line perpendicular to line 1 that goes through the point 12, negative 17. So they're giving us our point, 12, negative 17. And if it's perpendicular, so our slope has to be opposite, so we know it's going to be negative because this one's positive, and reciprocal. So instead of 3/4, we're now 4/3. Okay, so there's our slope. Doing just the same thing that we did on parallel lines, we have y is equal to negative 4/3 x plus b. We're trying to find our b, so we're going to plug in the point that we do know for x and y. So negative 17 is equal to negative 4/3 times 12 plus b. I'm going to come up here so I don't run out of room. Okay, negative 4/3 times 12 is negative 16. So now we have negative 17 is equal to negative 16 plus b. We add 16 on both sides. We get negative 1 is equal to b. So then the equation of this line that's perpendicular to line 1 is y is equal to negative 4/3 x minus 1. And there's your equation of that line. Okay. So that's parallel and perpendicular lines. If you have any more questions, please refer to the extra help or come see me with anything that you have. Have a great day.